Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our presentation, Creating Animated Presentations Using Powtoon. Our presenter today is Jen Artan. Currently, she's teaching a specialized language training program at the Thames Valley District School Board in London, Ontario. Jen has prepared a very fun and informative session for us, so sit back and enjoy the presentation.
Okay, thanks everyone for coming out today to the presentation. I'm really happy to present on Powtoon today. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Powtoon, what it is, and how to use it for your presentations, and how you can use it with your students. Again, I'm Jen Artan, coming to you from the London of Southwestern Ontario, which is actually London. And it's a beautiful day today, by which I mean it's not freezing. So again, what is Powtoon? Well, as you can see here, Powtoon uses what's been known as a cloud-based software. And the cloud-based software enables users to use animations, graphics, music, active text sequences in your presentations. Powtoon is free, which is why I use it and why I'm able to set up student accounts to use it as well. And I'm going to show you what it looks like in just a moment. But of course, like most applications online, there's always the option to use the premium package, which you would have to pay for. I don't like to pay for anything, so I just use the free stuff. What Powtoon is really all about the art of storytelling. It's about telling a presentation using graphics and animations to really make a presentation come alive. I've used Powtoon with the TESL Ontario group I'm a part of, the webinar administrators. I've also used it here, and I'm going to show you an example of that in just a moment, so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Of course, if you're going to start with anything with Powtoon, you got to know where they are. Their website address is pretty straightforward, powtoon.com. And their web page looks just like this. So at this time, I'm going to actually get you to click here on the screen. There's a link. The link is about a minute 50 seconds. And I want everybody to click on it and actually watch the presentation. It's going to be about, like I said, 2 minutes. When you come back to the presentation room, just note in the chat that you've viewed the presentation so I can see that you're all back. So go ahead and click on that link right now. Okay, if you can hear me, if you've just about finished watching the video, you can stop it. You get the idea. You can see what it looks like. Basically, it was that was made from a template, and I just entered the information that was going to be useful for me. Well, thanks, guys. Excellent. Okay, so I am going to carry on and go on from here. Thank you. So as you notice from the web page, the video that you saw me make, it was quite simple to make because all I did was choose a ready-made template. And all I did was just edit with the information I wanted to use with the Realize conference. So as you can see from the main page, the templates all come here like this. And if I zoom in here, this is an example of the premium package, which you can choose and then pay for. And they let you know when there's new. When I first started Powtoon, there wasn't nearly as many options as there is now. It's growing a lot, which is really, really interesting. Jean, I'll be showing you a little bit about how to use it with the students in just a moment. So again, here's from the main page. If you start up and you sign up on an account, the first thing that you see are the templates. And all these are templates here. And if you want to hone in on a particular genre or particular style, you can choose from the side here, and it would just show you all the templates that are available with, for school or for education. The one I did with my learners was an explainer video. Ooh, that's a thick line right here. The advantage to using a template in Powtoon, especially when you first get started, is that the material already exists, and all you basically need to do is just edit it, like I said earlier. So I'm going to take you on a tour of Powtoon and show you a little bit about functions and features. And one of the great things about it is that it is so user-friendly. You don't have to, there's not a lot of things you need to learn. It's pretty much touch it and try it. So this is called the stage. So when you choose a template, and this one, I just chose the basic one, this is your stage. Right, this is where the magic happens. Up here at the top, this is your menu. This is your slide panel here. This shows you a preview of what all your slides look like. And at the bottom here, you see your timeline. Your timeline is takes a little bit of practice to get to know how to use, but this is really what makes the presentation come alive. Is how you manipulate the characters and the props and make them appear in your video. And of course, the library and character selection are all on the right-hand side. Again, this is what it looks like here. Slide panel, stage, timeline, characters, and there's more information here. Okay, so here on the main stage, it's like I said, it is fairly straightforward. If I want to add or delete a slide, you'll notice there's the plus and the minus sign at the top of the page there, and it's just a matter of plus to add a slide and the minus to delete it. Now it deletes the slide that you have selected. In this case, I've got 3 slides here. You can tell by the dark blue outline on this slide, this is the one that's selected. So if I chose the delete button here, this slide would disappear. Okay, so this is an example of a character. Most of the characters do something. They're animated, which makes Powtoon so fun, like you could see from the video before. So this is a character who might jump up and down or appear to be enthusiastic. You can select the characters from the panel on the side. Now, again, I mentioned the timeline. So you'll notice the timeline comes with a default setting of 10 seconds. And the 10 seconds, if I want to add a few more seconds to this particular slide, just the plus or the minus. The maximum for any particular slide would be 20 seconds. Okay. You'll notice again I'm using the basic template, so I haven't chosen anything that was already, you know, one of the ones I showed you at the beginning. This is just basic plain. Now if I want to make it a little bit more interesting, I would just choose from different background styles, and those are always found on the right-hand side. At the bottom, you would just scroll down and select it. And again, one other thing about the characters, selecting a character for your for the Powtoon is just a matter of clicking on him and he will appear, or clicking and dragging. Now they always appear the way they show up on the side. If I want him, for example, to flip and to be turned around, you'll notice there's a flip option here at the bottom. You just select your character, hit flip, and he'll just flip around like that. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what the backgrounds look like, which are kind of fun, right? There's a number of different styles, and of course I only know the free styles, but there's a number of different styles, and this is one of the backgrounds you can choose. It's under the style. It's called marker. The marker style. Looks like you know, like a teacher's desktop with pen and paper. Here's a funky one, stand with tire tracks, pink textured plaster, blue computer age looking grid, jazzy two-toned crumpled paper. One of my students used this design and she made it look really cool, and I'm going to show you an example of that coming up. Crumpled for some reason is really hot right now. Lots of crumpled looks in Powtoon. Again, here's another example of a background, brown crumpled paper. Now this is different from what you just saw earlier. This is one of the pre-programmed templates that you have access to. And you'll notice this is under the label style. So the label style makes it look like there's little pieces of paper stuck to the presentation, so it kind of gives it a bit of a 3D animated effect, which is really kind of cool. Characters and props. Depending on the style that you choose, you can have different character selections. This one is the one from the one I just told you, the label style, and this one's from marker style, and this is the original Picto style. Lots of different characters that you can choose from. Like I said, this one originally is Picto, and if you open up again, this is called the library gallery, and you can scroll through by just clicking on the arrow to see which style you prefer. So again, you open up the style, just a matter of clicking on the character and dragging him in. And again, if I wanted him to flip direction, I just choose the flip option here. Here's a bit of a picture of the character option under Picto with the characters option open up, and it shows you that there's lots of different actions they can do. Now these ones are all animated, so when you put these in your presentations, they're all doing something. They're jumping, they're dancing, they're sighing, they're doing lots of different things. So the common parts of Powtoon, the things that all the styles have in common, number one is text effects. And your options are plain text. You can choose to have a hand coming across the screen and writing as it comes across. You can choose to have your words appear one word at a time, bouncing, fading, all of these are options you can do. Here's an example of the handwriting tool. The students that I had do presentations, they seem to like this one a lot, and they chose the handwriting option quite a bit. Another common part of Powtoon is something called the transitions. As we know from PowerPoint, transitions are just how you want your slide to end and then the next one to begin. Lots of really cool choices here. You can squeegee, roller brush, there's an action camera, there's two hands right here, so if you want your slide to end with two hands coming down and dragging it, you would choose that one. Right? So to add a transition effect, you'll notice transitions are here. You just select, make sure this is the one that I want the transition to be on. You'll notice right here in this blank presentation, I don't have any transitions chosen at all, and it tells me that for each slide, no transition, no transition. So I'm just going to select my slide like that, right? And then I'm going to click on the transition that I want. So let's say I want the hands. So then this will show up here. The hands, I've clicked it, and now you can see on your slide panel, this is telling me on this particular slide, the hands are going to show up at the end as a transition effect. Props. There's lots of props you can add here, and it all depends too. I'm gonna you'll notice here in the gallery, this was actually a more recent one, but you've got a plain block here, and then there's a picture here that says more. If you are looking at a style that says more under it, that's one of the premium packages. So don't choose it unless you feel like paying for it. And again, I don't. Right. So in this case, you can choose all the props. So depending on the style that you've chosen, is there a choice of left and right hand? So is it Jerry or Gary is asking if there's a choice of left and right handwriting. I know that some, you can actually choose if you want your words to come in from the right or come in from the left. I don't know if you can actually choose which, the choice of left and right handwriting. If it came in from the right, it would look kind of strange. I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay. So I'm going to look at the timeline here. So you've got your character in the presentation, and the timeline. This shows when you want him to enter and when you want him to leave. As you can tell, this character is entering at about the 2-second mark, and he's staying in straight up until the end of the slide at the 10-second mark. And if you'll notice here at the bottom, he's the only person on my slide. There would be thumbnails of all the different effects that I have, and right now it's just him. So if I click on the character, I can manipulate how I want him to come in. Do I want him to jump up? Do I want him to jump down, come in from the right, come in from the left? Right, you always have those options. And you can also choose to use the hand to get rid of him. So if I'm done with this character and I want him gone, a transaction or transition can be to choose the hand symbol to appear on your video and just kind of slide him away. Here's a bit of a closer look at the different free options that are available. The greeting card style, infographic, panda haluha, paper cut. And as you can see, depending on the style, there are different types of characters that do different kinds of actions. But the transitions and the text effects are all pretty much the same. You just choose the style. Now, what Powtoon suggests is that when you choose a style, you remain within it, because then it gives the overall presentation more of a polished, professional look. Otherwise, you can spend so much time going from style to try to find exactly what you're looking at. So again, there's some holiday themes that you can add. Okay. So this is what the text effect would look like coming across. Yes, there are speech balloons. There's quite a few of them. Let me see if I can show you some more. Speech balloons. Speech balloons are normally under props. Let me see if I have a picture of that. I might have a slide with a picture of the speech balloons, because you'll notice in the video that you saw of mine, there's a speech balloon with someone talking at the end, I believe. So once I've chosen the text, in order just to put the words in it, it opens up a text effects manager like this. You just double click on it. You can adjust the color that you want, the size of the text, the font, and whether you want it to align left, justify, align right. Oh, here we go. Yes. So Lynn's asking for speech balloons. Good question. Under props. And this is under the Picto style here. You'll notice some speech bubbles here. So this is an example of a template. The template which would, you might have your students do a book report, which is what this one is intended for. So this one, like I said, all this information is already in here. The students just double click on the field. The field will open up for them to edit it with their information. And then they can add their own pictures and their own images or words on the slide. To insert images. Okay, so again, here's the character. I want to insert the image. More or less just a matter of clicking on the character and dragging him to where you want him to be on the slide. However, wait a minute, let me see here. Maybe I want a different kind of picture, maybe something a little bit more realistic. I can click on image holders. Now when I click on image holders, what appears is this, my library and media search. Now what Powtoon has populated this area with is royalty-free pictures, images available from online. So all these pictures, if I wanted to put them into a presentation, I don't have to worry about copyright or anything like that, because they're already all royalty-free. So let's say I'm looking at, in this case, cloud. If I do media search, it does a search of all the royalty-free images, and I just click on the one that I want and import the picture into the presentation. And then if I wanted to put some words above it, import, just write in a text at the top, double click to edit. That's another really good feature. Now, maybe we want the students, or maybe you want to actually put a voiceover on top of the presentation. The presentation that you watched at the beginning just had some music. Now I can actually record voice and so can the students over their whole presentation. So Lynn had been asking about speech balloons. You can actually get them to speak and record their voice in the presentations as well. So this is the main stage. You'll notice at the top here, there's sound. Now when you click on sound, this appears here. Now this is the sound manager. Of course, you always have to allow Powtoon access to your camera and your microphone. You have the choice to import a voice file, maybe from Audacity or something similar, or to record one directly in the program itself. You can also import music, or you can choose the options that Powtoon actually has for you. So you can go through lots of holiday themes here, but the ones that if you add just means it's already there and it's free, or you can upgrade to a paid program or paid musical feature. Joan's asking if there's an import feature from a previously made PowerPoint. I haven't found one yet, and I don't think so because I'm not sure that it would be compatible in that way. Animated characters. You could, yep. You can import your own images. That would save under your image in your own library. Can you pull something from your desktop or from your sound recorder? Yep, as long as you can import the file. Like I said, they suggested Audacity. Now, Audacity is a pretty standard voice recording program. But again, all you have to do is record it. You push the button here. Now, if you want your voice to have a little bit of music in the background, you can choose both. And that's what I did with one of my other presentations. And if you're going to choose the music, I would always choose the loop function because you don't want the music in a presentation just to suddenly stop. You want it to continue going until the end of the presentation. You can adjust the volume of the music right here, and you can adjust the volume of your spoken voice right here. Now let's say you're working on a presentation and, I don't know, the power goes out and you forgot to actually save your presentation. Don't worry. Next time you log on, Powtoon generally automatically updates your files and your program so that you don't always lose them, right? So if you want to review the backup, you just say yes. So now I'm going to show you a little bit about what I did with my learners. And my learners were CLB 5 to 7. And I had asked them to create a 3 to 5 minute presentation that explains how a specific common home improvement project can benefit the homeowner by a substantial return on investment. It's a lot of language. Just know that we had spent some time talking about return on investment, and they knew what it meant. It was, again, for the specialized language training course. So they were all given specific projects, which they then had to present using Powtoon. I'll show you what they've done with it. So we're going to look at these 4 students who have all given me permission to use their or excerpts from their presentation. So this is some screenshots from Osama. Now his presentation was to look at electrical and plumbing repairs, how, if they're done, how they can improve the renovation or ROI on a home, on the resale of a house. So his was animated. He chose to have the text appearing word at a time, and this character does a little dance of joy when it says 300%, so she's jumping up and down. He imported images that he found online and chose, again, the hand effect to write the words underneath the picture. And he had a check mark appearing whenever he's giving a tip. So again, his images from online. Wei-Ann's topic was on the kitchen and bathroom renovations and the value that these products or projects can add to a home and the return of investment. So she did her research on the project and imported a number of different pictures. She wrote some text underneath it, and the text would appear, and then the pictures would appear right after the text did. So she was able to animate this presentation. I like this one. I'll see if you can look at it a little bit closer. Right, so she showed pictures of old refrigerators and a new refrigerator. You know, and there is a spell checking feature in the presentation, but just like Word, if the word is spelled incorrectly, they would get a little squiggly line underneath it. I guess she just didn't notice this one. Okay. So this one was from when she was looking at some landscaping projects, and she was quite creative here. She found some good landscaping pictures, and she imported the pictures and wrote her tips here with the text appearing. So it was, again, animated, and again, like I said, they seem to really like the feature with the handwriting across the screen. Some more tips there. Like I said, you don't have to use the same background on every single slide. You can change it, and that's what she did here. She went from this plain blue background, and she incorporated the crumpled blue paper as well. Tip number 8, remove signs such as beware of dog. Yikes. This is an example of the style. It's called the marker style. And again, they chose the hand writing the words across the screen. So it would look like a whiteboard background with the hands just putting the letters on the screen in front of you. So again, tip number 1, she chose to animate with a little light bulb. The light bulb would appear. The hand writes the information across. She chose a graphic and some pictures that she imported. Asking if students should credit sources of image on Powtoon slides. Yeah, if they're not choosing from the pre-programmed packages, because like I said, if you're importing straight from Powtoon's library, all of those are already royalty-free. So I'd encourage them to try to use those ones first, but like with any presentation, any research paper, they definitely should credit sources. So your dashboard is the main area of your presentation. So of the Powtoon area. So you can see here, this is my dashboard. It tells you who I am. The dashboard helps you to keep track of your presentations and generates an embed code so you can import the video directly to a web page. So you notice I've got a number of different presentations loaded up here. And again, on the dashboard, gives you options to share, to join community, and of course to upgrade to professional things such as getting a voiceover. Okay. So again, here's the share function. Ani Nicholas has said, I think teaching your students about respecting copyright is a key part of digital literacy. I couldn't agree more, for sure. We all know about how tough it is to monitor plagiarism and that sort of thing, but for sure, anytime anything that's lifted off the internet definitely should be cited and resourced, and that should be a practice that day one in the computer lab, right? So again, you can choose to share to Twitter, to Facebook, and to Google. You'll notice here there's no embed code yet. Now there is. So if I want to embed a video directly onto my web page, which I do have with my school board, I'm just going to copy to clipboard right here. And that's going to allow, I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. Once you've created a presentation, you're going to want to put a title to it. You'll notice right here, it says blank, and that's what they'll say until you've actually modified it. So you're just going to click right beside the title. You'll notice a pen appears here. Click on the editing pen, and that actually allows you to write your title of your presentation here. So once you've written your title, you can then click publish. You have different options with Powtoon to publish. You can publish, upload to YouTube. There's, of course, the premium options if you want to pay for them. And just click next. And again, I would just be choosing the standard option because I'm not using the premium package. And again, click next again. This tells you to categorize, write a title and description of your presentation, add tags, which I highly suggest getting everyone into the habit of doing because it just makes things so much easier to find. Right? Tells you at the top, once you've published, congratulations. Video has been successfully published. So now I'm going to take my embed code, the embed code that I showed you earlier. I'm going to my web page here at Thames Valley, and I'm just importing the embed code so I can just include and curate a list of my own Powtoon presentations, and my students can come directly to my web page and click on the video I've produced for them, or look at their, click on their own videos if they've given me permission to share them. In addition, you can also just choose to save your presentation, save your Powtoon not as a movie but as a slideshow, and that allows you to manipulate it a little bit differently. Okay. I'm just keeping an eye on the time. I don't want to go over time. So I'm going to just show you real quickly. Here's a Powtoon I created for my literacy group, which I'm also teaching right now. I just wanted to give them some review for basic weather words. Now this one I actually did do with the voiceover, so I created the basic Powtoon presentation and then did the voiceover with my voice asking the question, what's the weather like today? And then I just imported, again, these images are the royalty-free ones. Is it sunny? And my video comes across here. My character is perplexed. He's thinking about it. I played this actually in the classroom, and they're each about 10 seconds, so there's a lot of time, and I speak fairly slowly. It's for literacy. Okay, so Natalia is asking about how long to teach the projects, or how long to teach the students how to use it. We did it in a computer lab in 2 days, which is about 5 hours. So I introduced the Powtoon platform, and I worked with my learners pretty much one-on-one just to make sure that they could understand how to use the program. But once they got going, it was fairly straightforward, and it was, like I said, it was a good experience. Here's an example of a transition effect with the squeegee. Is it windy? So this guy is looking a little bit scared. Is it snowy? I like this animation because he's looking dejected and he's actually shaking his head going, oh no. And another transition effect. Is it foggy? Right. So those were just some examples of what I've been able to do with my group. My own links here. And I think at this point I'm going to be taking some questions. Well, let me see here. So again, to talk to Natalia's question, she did ask, how long did it take to do? How long did it take to do to get the students to do their work? Like I said, at least 5 hours in the lab. Most of the students did have some experience in it, but what I found best about, yeah, I can go back to the resources. They're not actually clickable though, so I'm going to have to make these, put them in the Tutela room with clickable links so you can see some of the other ones I was using. So again, doing them with a CLB 5 to 7 group, I found that it was a really good experience for them, focused on their digital literacy, really focused on telling a story. Now they just used the how-to presentation mode, the explainer video. Eric, I only just started using it to produce teaching materials. The literacy one with the weather words, that's one just because I've just started teaching the literacy class. I'm also planning on doing with the speech balloons some greetings, the hi, how are you, that sort of thing, so the learners can, some of whom have computers at home and some of them don't. They can go online to my webpage and review some of the things that we've done in class. They can hear my voice if they choose to, and that sort of thing. Always an issue of weighing the time and effort of teaching the process and comparing with the actual language learning and usefulness. Yeah, for sure. Technology is like anything else. There's some tech apps that are going to work for your learners, and there's some that won't. I've used it a lot for personal presentations. Like I said, I've been working with TESL Ontario. I'm one of their webinar administrators, and we put together a slideshow or Powtoon's presentation on how to access the webinars at Tutela, and we showed it at the TESL Ontario conference, and we got some good responses from it. People were really interested in it. Paul Carter says it's great. Thanks, Paul. Like I said, definitely useful for you as an instructor and you as a presenter. Interesting and useful for students as well. Great for actions. Yeah, there's, like I said, it does take a little bit of time to go through and play with it and see what you can do it, but I haven't actually gotten the students to do voiceovers yet, and I'm thinking of a way in a project where I can record them doing, well, with literacy, we do a morning greeting chain. Every morning I say, hi, how are you today? And, I'm fine, thank you, and you, that sort of thing. So I can actually bring in a recording device and get the students to record themselves, and I'm planning on putting that into a presentation so they can hear themselves and listen to them. I think they're really going to find that fun and useful. I can upload my own pictures, right? Yes, Blaine, you can. You've got my library. Let me see if I can find that here. Inserting images right here. Okay, so what happens here? Yeah, so you can upload your own images directly into my library. Just if you click on that tab, it would open up some features for you to upload from your computer. Jerry Russo says, this reminds me of extranormal.com, but it was clunkier. Yeah. This is, like I said, it's especially when you're choosing straight from a template, it's just more or less a matter of, manipulating the template, which I got the students to do.